We are hot on audio, coming in fast.
Whoa, what's happening?
Whoa, hello, and welcome back to TECHNOPOVERTY. I'm Henry.
And I'm Jacob.
And it's 9/11, y'all. It doesn't feel like the usual 9/11 season, does it? I suppose just to get ahead of everything here, we got a lot to talk about tonight. We're, as you know, TECHNOPOVERTY. We play video games, we combine them with books, bounce the two off each other with you, the chat, see what comes along in the synthesis of all that. And, you know, we just have a good time, point each other towards some good art. Tonight, as we play Doom Eternal, we are done with John Milton's Paradise Lost. We are done with Dante's Inferno. Lux helped us map out hell, but I mean all the fire and brimstone and demons and just the you know, the apocalyptic nature of it all. We thought we figured it out, but there's no exit. So that's why I looked to our friend Jean-Paul Sartre. Sartre. Forgive me, I'm American. I don't know. I'm a bastard of the tongue.
We've public school education from America, we apologize.
But yes, we're reading No Exit now, or we read No Exit, and that's kind of going to be the focus of this session, along with, as usual, our regular just rambles about whatever's current. And so I have a little statement here just to get across. We're going to talk about this throughout, but I just top of the stream, we're going to set out a thesis statement, and we'll be building off it as the gameplay goes, unless this boss just totally throws me off my game. We'll see. But Charlie Kirk once said sacrifice was needed to keep the Second Amendment protected. Yesterday, God chose his best boy for the ritual and committed him to the pact. Charlie went out doing what he loved, fear-mongering about non-white and queer people. Surely he now walks in heaven, promise fulfilled. If only all white Christian nationalists could be so blessed. Yeah, I just want to get ahead of that, because we are in hell. I had some people joking about if we were going to see him in hell and such, and, you know, guys, that's tasteless. He's in heaven. We're not going to see him. Any complaints or issues with the irony throughout, just refer to our opening statement to get what we know. Speaking of, the real shame too is in the shock and kind of attention this grabs. You don't hear much about what's going on in Evergreen, Colorado with Evergreen High. Some horrible shit happened there yesterday as well. I saw some stuff about UMass in Boston as well, some kind of shooting today. There was something going on in an Air Force base as far as the shooting goes. Let me pull up the headline, because the president also said something. I'm just quoting the president here. Because Trump says we have to beat the hell out of radical left lunatics. I don't understand who these radical left lunatics are. I think of the past 10 years of divisive rhetoric, and all I can think of is people like Kirk with Talking Points, or is it Turning Points? Turning Points USA having stuff like a professor watch list and a school board watch list, which was used to organize laser-focused attacks on public officials they disagreed with, just because, I don't know, people think black people can fly planes, and Charlie disagreed with that. He just fundamentally seemed to not like queer people, but, you know, political praxis, that's just how he did politics. And, you know, when you worship at the altar of a violent god, that's kind of what communion becomes. Speaking of violent gods, let's get back into Doom Eternal before we ramble too much. And at some point, we'll talk about No Exit, which is a very fun play.
Yeah. We'll say two non-horrible things happening. Aliens on Mars.
Yeah, that was pretty cool. Apparently, they found like a rock with like
microbes, potentially,
some sort of evidence of life. Yeah. Chat, I know last session we got stuck on that boss and we're having a hard time, so as we warm up the conversation here, I'm going to replay a level to do some life farming. Also to reacquaint myself with the controls, because as you know, this game's got issues.
We play a lot of different
issues with me. Yes, De Hamel's Mammal. I did read No Exit. I actually read it today. It's fairly short. It is a one-act play.
Oh, really?
It's only like 40 pages. Yeah, I got through it this afternoon.
How big are these words?
Yeah, Jacob.
God.
You could probably read the whole thing during the stream if you just sat there.
It's just like going for it.
And wanted to be completely antisocial.
Just sitting in the corner.
De Hamel's Mammal. Did you read it? Okay, King of Mystery. The reason it looks thicker than 40 pages is because if you want to show the camera really quick, even though I'm not going to change.
Yeah, for
This
sure.
is a collection of Sartre. Is it? Sartre. I'm just gonna say Sartre.
You gotta hit the T in
Sartre.
Sartre. Like your tongue get lazy.
Sartre.
Yeah.
I think Sartre is it's the fun way to say it. I hope that's the correct way to say it. King of Mystery, it's a collection of 5 plays, which is why it looks thicker than 40 pages. And also, of all the plays, No Exit is a single act. All the other plays are like 2 to 5 acts.
Oh wow!
So
yeah, you weren't kidding.
It's literally the shortest play in the
Right
compilation, and it's right at the beginning. Yeah. What am I messing up?
Damn, yeah,
here?
40 pages. Okay. Maybe I can read.
You know what? This is a good way to just start talking about the play and take us out of current events, because we'll swing back around to current events because of the content of the play for sure. Jacob, it's a Twilight Zone episode. I think, do you remember that Twilight Zone episode where the dude goes to what he thinks is heaven? And it's like a casino and he wins all the time and all that kind of shit. And this dude's kind of like a mobster, clearly.
Yes.
It's basically that. Like,
okay.
it's in 1944. Through it, Sartre's kind of like making. He's giving like kind of like tangible examples of some ideas in his philosophy. You know, he talks about these ideas in the abstract sense, and here's a play where these characters and their conflicts can kind of do that in a more like easy to ingest way.
Yeah.
Which it does a hell of a job at for a 47-page play. It packs in a lot of cool ideas.
Okay.
And keeps it pretty economical. Sums up with your headset.
Yeah. Oh, just how I have the cable going.
Oh.
Audio sounds great though. I'm just doing it so that would less likely to hit our feet, but it also gave me.
Josh Foreman, things never happen, you know? It is still 9/11 from 2001. That image is forever in my head. I currently don't think of anything else associated with the day.
Oh, sorry, that's what I was going to do. Thank you for reminding me.
Oh, Jacob's. Do you have some sort of 9/11 surprise? What is
Yes,
going on here?
so my parents going through my family stuff. I found my 7th grade yearbook the year 9/11 happened when I was in a private Christian school, and I remembered that there was like a dedication page. I wanted to see what it was like.
Yeah, De Hamel's Mammal. You can read it pretty fast. I blasted through it in like an hour. A 9/11 cake. But Elman, what you're saying about your whole Facebook feed is filled with love for praise and glory. For this bastion of tolerance. I had to go back and watch a few clips because I didn't recognize who they were talking about. So in general, because I graduated from college in 2012, well before he was trying to capture the minds of young men, I kind of like... Okay, interesting, Vega. Thank you for the audio. I never like deep dived into his stuff. I just saw the highlights and I kind of knew like, okay, clearly an asshole. Like, I don't really want to fucking... I've never had to research him for anything and such, but like I just kind of generally knew like the right-wing side of it. But it was so much worse than I realized. Watching supercuts people were putting of his words, just like the amount of slurs I heard today, amazing. I didn't realize you could still get that many in.
He was pulling from some old ones too.
Yeah, pulling some
grandpa words, you know?
He was using the C word, which I didn't know people didn't use outside of 1800s California Railroad work. Like,
that shit out, dare to keep kids off of drugs, bookmark. You.
But so it speaks to, I think, the limits of having a superficial or affective consumption society. Because people are bringing up like, oh, like tolerance and limits and stuff. And like, it only qualifies if you believe his words don't, like, nothing means anything. Like, if you have to discount so severely that like actual hate speech directed towards doxing and SWAT campaigns and the like you have to discount just like the existence. You can't acknowledge that he triggered that kind of stuff in order to consider any kind of like tolerance on that end. And like it's such a false equivalency, but it's also, you know, for some actors it's malicious and intentional. Like, you know, the fascists do tend to lie to get ahead. But this is why the larger mass needs to be educated and you know, kept up to date on what's actually happening on the ground. Sorry, the demons are getting in my way as always.
Oh, and I'll hang on to that for a minute as well.
It's just ideas, man. Like, I'm just pointing to IQ charts and saying, really makes you think, huh?
So smart.
Because this is something, ever since watching that Jubilee video for the former channel I produced streams for, I remember a big kind of like surprise to like, not just like like in general, people are like, why do all these right-wingers look like hipsters from 10 years ago? And it's because like a lot of American consumerism wants to sell texture without like any sort of actual like demand, and like that is a cool thing. Like I do like not having to have like a ritual sacrifice cost to the things I like. Although when we zoom out far enough, it's like, okay, the clothes I bought were probably made in a very cruel place. The phone I'm using definitely has some child labor involved with it.
Oh, there's no doubt.
But like just completely invisibling those layers is required to consider what like Turning Points and such was doing is like, oh, just politics the right way. Like, I don't know, they were doxing people, they were swatting people, folks were getting harassed.
Absolutely awful behavior.
I don't think this justifies going out and doing the deed. Like, I want to be upfront and clear about that, but again, as we've been working through Paradise Lost and Dante's Inferno and just this concept of punishment and shame and guilt and
retribution.
You gotta watch
Showing
out
the force.
for what totems you're worshiping. I know that's gonna sound kind of woo-woo, trust me, I'm pretty agnostically atheist, but
For sure.
this
but
is not me saying ghosts are going to murder you. It's me saying what so many of my trans friends often hear when right-wingers talk shit on them. If you play stupid games, you win stupid prizes. I don't believe that should be a rule of nature.
Yeah.
But the people who say that shit, I expect them to hold themselves to that standard, you know?
For sure. I mean, we shouldn't because they don't, but like that is the seeming expectation that we're supposed to be going with.
Yeah, oh man, and that's the thing, because like you don't want a war in the street. You don't really want mass political violence. Like,
Yeah, man, we can see why all of this is bad.
Yeah.
Like, we understand fundamentally what this has done and what this means, and like why this is a bad
and
thing
to
for
like
everyone.
left-leaning people who feel they might want to go on any kind of violence thing, just remember, like, you don't have like a structural military or anything like that on your side, a police force. The retribution power of the state as a violent apparatus is infinite compared to what like an individual solution.
But Henry, I heard that it was all the liberals who were causing all of these issues.
Right?
They're so financed. What do you mean? I'm so confused.
All right. We're grinding lives. Something I do like on rerunning levels is actually having the full arsenal to fight these challenges with. It actually makes the game fun.
Mm-hmm.
I really wish this game didn't tutorialize so much. It's Surf Dracula. It's a Netflix series. You get to the last 3 levels and you finally have like the full gameplay loop available, and it's like, this loop is fun enough to carry the whole game. You didn't need to paywall it.
You need to keep it away from me. I loved it.
Yeah, just the corporate incentive structure brain of like, oh, well, the player needs a growth pattern. And the growth pattern can't be the player getting better at what the tools are on the table. It's like, no, they literally have to pay power-up points for a thing, because that's what video games are. It's a system of purchasing power-ups.
We gotta keep capitalism going. You gotta buy DLC, you gotta keep that. Keep it all in buying stuff, you know.
No, Soros does not pay me. I'm too radical.
Yeah, trust me, we've been trying.
Yeah, man. Chorus, I'm all ears.
Yep.
I'm not going to change anything I'm saying, but like...
We just won't say certain things. We just won't bring up topics. You know what I'm saying?
Radical.
Heck yeah, that's what I would say if I was a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle.
Is that still a common meme? I feel like the right-wingers have gone so far beyond like needing the innuendo of blaming George Soros, because you can just straight up be an anti-Semitic neo-Nazi on Maine now. Like they don't like, because like the thing is about the Soros thing is it was a good cover from like from like the 2000s into like 2016, but like I don't know, man. The moment David Duke endorsed Donald Trump, I saw a lot less of that. Okay, I got the explosive upgrade now, right? Yeah, cool. What you looking through there?
You know, I forgot that the things that I put inside of this yearbook from 2001.
Oh shit!
I mean, and I found the memorial to September 11th. I'll say it's kind of well, it definitely showed that I went to a private Christian school is what it does. But I also in this found the autograph of the Holocaust survivor that I met.
Oh wow!
Back in when I was in high school. And I was like, damn, that is crazy stuff happening now. But man, he was a very nice man. Mr. Philip L. Gans.
Oh, I've not been chainsawing.
Oh yeah, you got to do that. That's the only way to get all the
very irresponsible to to the board.
A day that opened eyes in this world, September 11th.
We should have got the overhead camera.
I know. I'm gonna show.
I'm gonna actually go to the wide.
This is right here. I'm bringing it around.
Put it in front of the camera.
Yeah, let's see.
Show 'em a little nostalgia, Jacob. Y'all see this? See your book, pull it further back. Yeah, there you go. Still light. There you go.
There we go. We'll do blue light. That way it's a little easier to see.
But you know what? Speaking of pivotal and crucial moments of extreme violence sent to the American people on broadcast, and you know we're told it's meaningful. Never forget it.
Boy, did we forget it this year.
I mean, people remember if they were here for July 4th, we played Fugitive Hunter, War on Terror, and a big part of our talk during that game was how much that game is just. There's no innuendo. It stripped all the care out of why the War on Terror was important in the minds of people. Mm-hmm. You know, it's just a very cynical cash grab on imagery that's supposed to be like sacred and like the most important American imagery of the decade. And like we never really learned from that. Actually, we didn't change anything. Again, the president's already just calling for violence straight up after political violence was done. Okay, we got 10 lives. I think we're good to go, although I kind of worry if I save an exit, does it also save my health at this rate? Because I don't want to start that fight in super low health. Oh, wait. Let's see if we can maximize our gains before going. Also, I think there's like maybe 1 or 2 more lives I can get.
Yeah. Completely agreed, King Mystery. It did look like Bush did it in that picture. It was a very poor Photoshop. Again, very low private school in Florida. Gotta love it.
Man. Damn.
Curses.
Curses. But no exit. Let's talk no exit a bit, because I'm sure there's more I wanted to say, but I don't script out these shows. I take some notes on reading sometimes. Damn.
Ah, damn.
I was gonna do this, the Mr. Cool move of hopping off the inch-long ledge, hitting the target, and then hopping back on. But
So
I'm just not a real gamer, guys. I'm sorry. That's why I couldn't beat the boss. That's why I've been sucking so hard at this game. I'm not a real gamer, guys. I guess. Gamer license revoked. There we go. No, never mind. Okay, gamer license reinstated.
Reinstated, thank you. You passed your fucking sick exam.
Alright. Okay, so I should definitely make more use of the chainsaw. It's okay. I've gained like 3 lives. I gained 2 lives, I think, since starting.
Yeah.
But I should really get away from the Mancubi, because the Mancubi hurt.
Yeah, those guys. Yeah, they made them really powerful in this game.
Okay. Cool. Cool.
Oh man, I remember frustrating my 4th grade teachers by asking why we're the ones invading if all the neighboring countries were all on our side. Yeah, apparently a lot of adults had a hard time explaining why things were happening.
Well, you see, the thing with 9/11 is it gave a lot of baby boomers who protested Vietnam a chance to be like, oh, this time I get to celebrate a good war. Like,
Yeah.
they still wanted something that reified like very traditional American heteronormative like police of the world values, like we are the strongmen, yes. And so like 9/11 gave us a just cause to act that out, which like they've been horny for since Reagan. Like
They just want war. Their bloodlust cannot be satiated.
Like when Bill Clinton came out and started just acting like a Republican and playing to the center, they were like, oh good, finally, someone in charge. And then like,
Something we can admire.
you know, support the troops, not the war was even the most moderate take as far as like what the Democrats were coming up with if they were protesting.
Got it. You know, chemistry, that is true. No, the explanation was easy. They are terrorists. Still works to this day for some reason. You're absolutely right. For some reason, that does keep.
That is something, you know, yeah, because there's this expectance from people, I think, to like what they learned as a kid. They just internalize as like that's a general set of knowledge that people learned, and then like one day you encounter a 13-year-old who doesn't know those things. They weren't alive at the time. It wasn't like background pop culture. Like,
yeah, Gen Z don't know about 9/11 like we do.
and that's not to like criticize them in a demeaning way. If anything, that's a condemnation of the older generation for not ensuring, not just that like in a shallow pop culture way these things are remembered, but like
Just passing on his vocal history. Or
yeah,
oral
some sort of
history.
actual acted upon like policy was implemented to rectify that, which, you know, there is none.
Yeah.
There was none.
I don't know, or even trying to get rid of public schools, which high school is like the only thing that Americans have in common.
You know what? I haven't really thought about it too much, but the whole deconstruction of the education system, that is going to hit people. Like even people who think they don't like school and stuff. Like in a few years, there's gonna be kids be like, well, like how come my kid's not growing up like Friday Night Lights? I love that show. Like, you know what I mean?
Oh yeah, totally. I'm trying to think of like just like, you know, my 20-year high school reunion is probably going to be coming up pretty soon, but I'm just thinking like how much no one's talking to each other about that kind of thing, and how bad the 10-year one went, because I actually went to it. And it was honestly very funny, kind of like seeing as like, yes, this is exactly why people don't go to these things. But now that like we're trying to defund public education, it's like cool, people won't even have that like growing up with people or being with people you've been, you know, most of your life.
Holy shit, Josh Foreman. I do believe that, just because, you know, as I was saying, I've sort of internalized by this point the fact that like the youth don't know things. Like,
nah, man, who knows? Like,
education must be perpetuated.
Yeah, the digital dark ages.
The French-Indian War, yeah, that's right,
Yeah.
man.
That makes me think of that Whitey's Kid You Know sketch of all the British soldiers lined up.
Yeah,
Just
the
like,
Civil
that's
War
exactly
drugs.
that. Just like, yep, that seems silly. Like, wow, guerrilla warfare. You mean running away from your enemy to not get killed so you can fight another day? That's dishonorable.
Right, chainsaw. Let's torch some of these too. I don't even mind some upgrade scum. It's just like for the first half of this game before I upgraded stuff, I just felt so like, I felt like nothing was making a dent.
Yeah. And they were just constantly introducing a new thing.
Yeah.
Well, I'm already behind on the things you've already issued.
And then so the game at the end of like level 3 is like, we're done with tutorializing you, and it's like, but there's still like 60% of the character to unlock after that, and it's like, and when I say to unlock, it's not like, I get leaving like upgrade paths to consideration and giving the player an element of like choice in that way, but I think having whole ass weapons that are as different as the functions on these weapons are would lead itself better to having them all earlier in the game. Like, I wish I had more opportunities to experiment. I guess that's what replaying and looking for secrets has done.
Yeah, but you're kind of like, wouldn't want to necessarily just like, well, surely everyone's just gonna replay it.
Right, because
Like-
it feels like, again, that very corporate bullet point, like, well, like, people want replay value in their video games, so let's make it to where it's not fun in the first half of the game until you replay it as your later half of the game. So, like, just make it a coherent single power trip and people want to play the whole thing.
Right. It's
I would
planned
rather
obsolescence, but
replay
within the game.
a game I can compress into 3 hours than, like, a game where I have to spend the first 3 hours every time in a slog. Like, yeah.
Yeah, oh, totally.
I mean, that doesn't actually really apply here because it's not like a blind virgin replay, like you do go back with the New Game Plus stuff, but like, it's just not a focused campaign. It's too modular a thing.
It's got a lot of things. It's a hat on a hat. There's so many things happening.
Yeah.
And then other things on top of those other things as well.
To me, my brothers and sisters, but he is weak. Your hate
He is weak.
only then will you be truly safe.
Yeah, I do need to beat the DLC in this game too at some point.
I'm considering it. Like, the last levels, aside from like some frustrating boss stuff, I was like, okay, the loop's finally gotten to a point where I'm like, yeah, I'm surfing. I'm Surf Dracula.
Yeah, right.
I know how to bop it.
You got that wave now. Get
Yeah.
me into the surf competition, bro. This Dracula gonna surf.
Armor. But so no exit. I described it earlier as a Twilight Zone play, Jacob, and that's because it takes place in hell. But hell is a very drab room. It's got like Second Empire furniture. I've not been most familiar with like the fashions referenced at the time, but it kind of has a boring, it takes place in a boring living room with mismatched furniture. It's kind of funny in the way that a character comes in. So there's three characters. Garin, I'll say Garin, Garin. Garin, Isbel, is it Isbel or is it? No, I'm confusing that. Sorry, I'm also playing Doom. It's a dude and two ladies. Estelle, Garin, Isbel. I may be messing up Isbel, but she has an I name. I can't remember right off the top of my head while I'm also battling my monsters, but I gotta battle my monsters. And they all arrive in this very drab parlor with mismatched furniture. And they're just stuck there with each other, the three of them.
Yeah.
In hell. They know they're dead, is the thing, too. Like, this isn't a mysterious, like... They're aware they're in hell, and they're trying their best to mitigate that. They're like, well, they want us to do X, Y, and Z, so how about we just don't do that? We try to make this in the best possible... We try to make this the best condition we can for where we are. But all three of them just have... tics that gets on the other's nerves, and over the course of the play, you kind of learn about who each character was. Like, they start off by telling each other lies about who they were.
Yeah.
Their best presentational selves in the living world before they died. Like, their story of who they are, where they're like the protagonist of the world. But all three of them kind of call bullshit on each other. They can all tell they're kind of putting up a face. They're all lying. And so they all start digging at each other, trying to get at the truth. Because all three of them are in hell. No fooling it. Like, they know where they are. Like, no bullshit. Like,
Yeah. No sugarcoating, they got it.
so, like, even at the start, in trying to be more honest and just communicative in a way that can help, like, you know, they don't want to torture each other. They think they can outsmart the devil in a way. But even in like honestly trying to just converge and convey, it's like, oh, we're gonna have to actually be vulnerable with each other, and that's where the issue starts happening, and you start realizing how like internally conflicted these people are, because like they're all in hell. They all died in a moment of they all committed like a great sin, and I'll walk through what each of those is specifically in a moment, probably after this battle. But the gist of it is like,
No one's above the other. They're all kind of like there for a reason.
right, and like, so they're realizing like, okay, these people I'm meeting in hell for the first time already realize I'm a bad person. Like, there's no outward public-facing face saving them in any way that like in the real world would apply. You know,
Yeah,
like
they all have the Hitler mustache.
You don't have to pretend to be a good person in this setting. Like, it is a setting of extreme honesty.
Yeah.
I was like, is it worth it? Have I been losing lives? I feel like I have at this point. I know there's one more life after this encounter though, so I'll grab that and we'll get to our boss.
Yeah.
So Garin was a newspaper editor, and he ran a pacifist newspaper that didn't take sides in the war that struck his country. And at the beginning of the play, he says, oh, I took a moral stand and I didn't want to fight, and that's why they killed me. By the end of the play, it is peeled back to reveal he was a huge piece of shit to his wife. First off, like they had like a live-in maid that he was just boning, and eventually just got to the point where he didn't even like try to hide it.
Terrible person.
But then on top of that, he fled the country when like conflict broke out, and like not in a way that was like considerate of his friends and family and other people. Like,
oh, just worried about himself. Clearly.
Yeah, and he got caught on the way out, and so he was then executed as and like known as a coward.
Ooh, damn.
Yeah.
Awkward.
And then Estelle was a picture-perfect trad wife type lady, had a husband and all that, but she took a lover. She was mistress to a young boy. There was like an 18-year-old boy she really liked.
Nice.
So she started seeing him on the side.
Get it, lady. She waited until he was old enough.
I mean, still grooming, but yes.
I mean, not that part. We're not advocating that part.
Once again, all these characters are in hell.
And they're imaginary. They don't exist.
They don't exist.
Really.
Right.
Yeah.
But she eventually gets knocked up by this dude, and her husband doesn't know anything about it. So she goes off on a vacation with the boy. They go to a little beachside place in the countryside.
Like you do.
And she fucking murders the kid. Like, she just like throws it off a cliff.
What? Bit extreme.
Because she didn't want the kid. She didn't want she didn't want any of the. She didn't want the shit to blow up. She had a good thing going, and she didn't want the kid to blow it up.
You know, she's like supposed to like abort the baby, not the boyfriend, right?
And it so shocked the dude that he commits suicide. He blasts his brains out.
Whoa. Not what I was expecting.
Yeah, so that's like her sin. And then the third lady, oh boy, it's this queen. Okay, let's see, let's not fuck this up so fast. Okay, oh, I don't have ammo anyways. Okay. Isabel? Isbell? It's IZ something. Honestly, the book's right there. What am I doing? What am I doing?
What do we got?
This is the compelling commentary people are here for. Me being like, what the fuck's the name? Well, the name is right there in front of me.
I can remember it. I know I can remember.
Inez, I-N-E-Z, Inez. She's the third lady. Inez lived with her cousin and his wife. And she coveted his wife and started a relationship with her cousin's wife.
Bro, you're not supposed to covet. That's like one of the ones.
Well, here's the thing. Like, she was having an affair with her cousin's wife, but then her cousin just dies. He gets run over by like a trolley.
Ooh. A streetcar named Desire.
Right. And here's the thing. Inez is a bit of a masochist. She likes to be a bit of a bitch. She's mean. She gets off on it. It's kind of her thrill. I mean, the sexual dynamics of this are explicitly part of the play. I'm not being smarmy or catty or anything with this. Like, she is a lesbian who takes her cousin's wife, and then so when her cousin dies, she just like takes the wife for herself. But like the wife feels real just like guilty about it, and Inez is just strapped like, yeah, it probably was your fault. Not so casually, that's kind of blasé. Inez is very much like, yeah, that's right. Like, she got off on torturing this woman and just being like, yeah, like, your husband's dead and you're mine now, and like,
Yeah, what the fuck?
yeah. And so eventually one night while they're both sleeping, the wife wakes up, the lady she's gaslighting, and turns the stove on and just leaves the gas going all night, and that's how she died.
Damn.
Yeah. And so those are kind of the three characters we get to.
Okay. All pretty crappy.
Yeah, and so the thing that becomes apparent is like hell isn't necessarily, like, they're not, oh, I'm supposed to punch her,
Yeah. Quick, get it. Yeah,
Supposed to punch her.
You're good.
There we go, cool. Hell isn't like, there's not like a devil with horns in this room that's like torching these people. The opening scene when Garen walks in, he sees that it's just like a parlor room, and he hints at like, you know what used to happen in rooms like this, and it's kind of a double entendre of like, sex used to happen here, but also torture, like sadomasochism. Like sadomasochism, from what I understand, is a big thing of Sartre's. I've only read, besides this play, I've read his essay Anti-Semitism in Jew, which is a really good essay, worth reading. I don't know much of his other philosophy. But so when they walk into this room and they instantly start giggling about like, oh, the sex place, one of the first things Garen asks is like, where are the torture devices? And the valet that's like ushering him into this hell room just kind of laughs, because that's something people always ask, is where are the torture devices? Because once again, they know they're in hell, they know they're in a supernatural plane, they know in a basic sense they're told like, hey, you don't sleep here, you don't blink here, you don't need to eat here, you don't need to go to the bathroom here. They're told those things, right? Mm-hmm. But when they're actually shown the room they're staying in, the first thing they wonder is like, where are the torture devices? It's not like, where's the fridge, or like, where's my bed, or like, where's the bathroom? It's like,
where's the dick clamp?
Yeah, exactly.
Where's the
It's
Iron
like
Maiden?
it's like, oh boy, don't I deserve so much? I deserve pain because I'm in hell, and so I'm expecting hell to look a certain way, to behave a certain way. Where are the torture devices? And that starts kind of the thematic inquiry of the whole thing, which is,
Yeah, get that quick puncher. Oh, you gotta get that blood punch up on the golden glove. That golden glove.
yeah, but I can't. How do I get up to her if I'm out? Oh my God, I'm gonna.
That's what I'm
fuck
saying.
this.
The golden glove is the reload for that boy.
No, but like I didn't have the shotgun to hook with. I guess.
But that would make that.
No, it doesn't.
No, the ammo.
It doesn't.
Right.
I'd have to like jump up. Okay. I just need to farm ammo for a moment. I've said it before last session, you can just kind of run around if you dodge her shit. And
What up, Ghost Bro?
I'm here, what is up, Ghost Bro? But So No Exit's famous line is "Hell is other people." Often it's just kind of like said with a sigh and a groan, like, "Oh, isn't this guy annoying?" Or like, "Oh, I hate crowds." Like, that's a very shallow, not necessarily an accurate read, but a very incomplete read on the phrase, because they come in expecting torture. They expect it to look a certain way. They expect themselves having a role to fulfill. And they're insisting on still being their best selves, the selves they lied about in the real world. And you don't need to do any of that work. You don't need to do any of that work. It's kind of like one of the points the story's getting at, in the ways that like other people, like your perception of yourself, you're only managing because you're caring about what other people think of you. And like in this realm, like it doesn't matter what other people think of you because you're in hell. Like there's no
other.
Stop worrying about what other people think. You're being governed by you're being tortured by other people on a mental level because you care in a situation where you don't have to care. Hell is other people because we are governed by like a looking glass self would be a good way to phrase it. You're so worried about managing your appearance to others is the torture.
Yeah.
And sometimes that torture's not even real. I think about like...
That's truly hell, I like that.
In the whole aftermath of what's going on with Charlie Kirk, the whole like, we're so persecuted by the left, or we're so persecuted by radical anti-Trumpists. It's like, who are you talking about? Like, you've completely made up this straw man, and then on top of it, you've completely bought into like it being a real thing to the point that you're going insane with brainworms. Like,
yeah, you're making a tulpa in your head.
Yeah. Have you seen Eddington yet?
No, I haven't.
The movie Eddington's very much
all about this exact situation.
Just to not spoil it, but give in brief. Like Eddington, Joaquin Phoenix plays a sheriff in a small New Mexico town. Pedro Pascal plays the mayor of said town. It takes place in 2020 when COVID breaks out.
Right behind that on the columns, there's like two little orbs or whatever.
Is there?
It looks like those things. Can you shoot?
I don't think those are interactive. That's just design.
It's like, oh. I don't know. We'll murder this lady. Looks like we're flying around.
Eddington, small town. Joaquin Phoenix sheriff, Pedro Pascal mayor. Emma Stone is Joaquin Phoenix's wife. It's very Twin Peaksy in a way, where it's like just a collection of characters. It reminds me of the movie Nashville as well. In the way it's like about multiple characters in the town, so there's not like a singular hero narrative thing going on. It's just slice of life all over.
Slice of life ensemble.
But it's all overlaid in a way that like feels complete and sensible as a story. So many people get caught up in like the cinematic structure of a story needing to be like a 5-act thing with a hero protagonist, because a lot of like Star Wars derivative movies in the 80s made bank that way. You don't have to.
Yeah.
Paradise Lost doesn't do that. Eddington doesn't do that.
No.
But the whole thing with Eddington is like COVID happens and then everybody just retreats into their own online world and goes crazy. It's a hell of your own making. It's managing your perceptions, like how you mediate yourself through the black mirror of the screen. Okay, let's lock in and figure out what we're doing here, because I'm gonna die.
Yeah.
And
Kill that lady.
I did not farm those lives just to waste them. Famous last words. I'm gonna fuck up this somehow, watch. Give me your armor. I don't have a chainsaw. Okay, but I can take your health. I'm supposed to be like shooting her, but I'm trying to recoup armor or gear. Okay.
Just worry about her. She's going to be a big issue.
Yeah. Well, now I need health. Holy shit. I figured now, having experienced this boss, knowing what it was, I wouldn't be that annoyed by it tonight. Like the Gladiator, I managed pretty well, but no, this is still...
No, this is annoying.
Yeah, again, it's Donkey Kong Country, and...
It's a horrible boss you have to beat 7 times. 7 is too many.
And for anyone confused why I keep saying Donkey Kong Country, I'm going to specifically bring up the final boss, or the final boss of the non-bonus world. The final regular boss, because there's so much collectible bullshit going on in that game.
Just recharged.
Huh?
She just recharged.
Oh my god. Yeah, Ghost Bro, I have to break her shield and then get up in her face and punch her. And the shield recharges because she's Master Chief. But Donkey Kong Country 3 has a final boss where like the floor is always electrified and then you have to hop across and run under them and like do just very elaborate switch things to get him into a vulnerable spot to hit him with a barrel. You have to summon a barrel onto a floating platform if I remember correctly. It's just the worst of video games.
Yeah.
And this is exactly reminding me of that boss. Except this is worse because at least in Donkey Kong Country you've been playing a consistently conditioned platforming game up to that point, so you're using the mechanics the game has beaten into you by that point. This is, you know, the floor is lava, we're playing a different game now.
Yeah.
I'm just not thinking. Maybe I just don't have that dog in me for Doom Eternal, you know?
Fair. Can't have all the dogs.
I'm thinking about torturing Lux with Shin Megami Tensei 3, me both doing a whole Amala dungeon while he just sat there, and also the block puzzle arcade game side quest of just non-stop riveting block puzzle action while he gets to... And I mean, we also sat through, we did some pretty difficult tedium in Dante, not difficult, but we did some tedium in Dante's Inferno as well. And like, I still was like curious to like get through that in a way this is just not hitting.
Yeah. We gotta keep going at her because she keeps everything you're doing just goes right back to her reloading again.
I need that rocket ammo, but like,
just keep shooting at her. That guy was doing good as long as you're keeping the fire on her. Like she drops. You just gotta keep the pressure on.
I'm just like, I don't have a rocket launcher. What do I use?
Anything. Use that thing. That's gonna.
There we go. Okay.
There we go. There we go.
Hell really is a state of mind. Look at that. I'm just stuck in my own space here.
That's why you gotta have buddies in hell. You gotta have buddies through the turmoil.
Right.
To help you keep it going.
Fuck. Solidarity.
At least DK3 Final Boss had good music.
I don't even remember that, dude. Like, I'm sorry, DK3 I kind of resent as well because I really would have preferred DK1 or
Never really played
2.
I think I only played the first Donkey Kong.
It's the one I had as a kid, even though I rented the other 2 way more.
Mm-hmm. Oh, nice.
But like, I rented them, I didn't own it. I owned Donkey Kong Country 3, so I was like, oh, the Donkey Kong Country we have at home, eh?
Yep. I can always go rent it if I want it. We don't need it that close by.
All right.
3256, the floor is doomed.
That's just not a compelling combat move. But what do I know? I'm just walking right on it now. Here we go.
You're
Wasting
not
a
in
life.
software.
And, wow. Much gamer. Okay.
Such gaming.
Why is it that if I get my ass kicked at the end of Sekiro Shadow Die twice, I'm like, all right, time to get back in there. When I encounter resistance in this, I'm just like, the illusion is broken.
Yeah.
And it's like, only these dudes. Can I chainsaw these guys? Where'd they go? I
don't think so. They only give you all the stuff if you shoot them in the head.
I don't have the headshot gun though, is the thing. Like,
run around till you do.
I don't trust anyone who tells me this is a good game. I'm sorry. I had a certain like, even had I not played it, I had a certain charm for the memes of it, because I mean I like Doom. Doom seems fun and offensive, but like I just don't get this iteration. I just don't.
I feel like the meme that would fit you is like Doom Eternal is good if you don't have a bitch in your ear telling you it's bad. It's like Domino's Pizza. You're like, it's fine.
Maybe, yeah.
But
well, no, because like.
Every session is started off with you being like, all right, I'm gonna have fun, and I'm having fun. I'm like, are you though? Because you're doing nothing that sounds like you're having fun. Like, I've never seen you on a roller coaster being like, oh man, but like the acceleration is not quite there. And be like, oh, but I had a great time at Six Flags.
Yeah.
It's okay if you don't like it, but don't say you do just to, for the audience. I mean, it's content for sure. You just gotta kill this bitch.
I liked tearing into it and like the cross. I would not have played this in the void, or I would have not kept playing this in the void, but at the end of like a syllabus of Doom, like the context makes it like interesting to prod at and be like, well, what is this doing?
Oh, I can see that, and totally, because like,
minigun
it's also so far removed from everything, like all of the other things we have played, like compared to the WADs, like. This is nothing like that.
You can just slide off this platform. I guess I'm just not good at video games. All right. I've played David Cage games, and
those are bad.
And 50 Cent games, and like. It's just like, I think there's like a sort of like mode of like escapist, fantastical, like dude Viagra a video game can hit.
Yeah.
That this wants to hit, and it's not, because it's like.
Right, this is.
I don't know why it needs the difficulty curve it has. This could have like, I'm sure I can kick down the difficulty to easy and just blast through everything, but like.
Yeah, but then it's not. Then like that, it's not.
That's a different thing. That feels so
way.
much like a corporate. Like, well, you can always go out to the options menu and switch it down. Especially because like I'm so like Dark Souls does have an easy mode. Like I'm so against that kind of thing. Usually I'm like, but like it's the inverse here, where it's like, look, dude, just like make it fun and slick. Like, I just feel like it's not fun and slick at any level, because it's not directing itself to be fun and slick. It's directing itself to be modular.
Yeah.
So like it can never quite commit to anything, because like everything needs to be like tied to a slider you can just turn down or up to increase or decrease the value.
Yeah. It's that whole aspect of everything, like, because how long have we been playing before we got to here, before your character was like, quote unquote, fully like ready to play like a level, you know?
Right.
Because like you did bring up the great point of like the game is far better once you go back to the levels when you finally have like the ability to play with all of the guns and their glory. But it's like you have to play for how many hours before it gets to that point. And what other character have you come across that has been like this one? As far as like bosses go in this.
I mean, well, there have been bosses, but like the Gladiator was very much playing off of like knowledge of counterattack, attack.
Yeah.
And like the mech flying dude, I actually really like those mech flying dudes. I know I did the cheeseburger complaint the first time I fought them, just because I wasn't expecting to fight like 3 in one go. Those guys are fun though, because they are like, you can bullet sponge them, or you can get precise with like figuring out their weakness stuff.
Yeah, they have like the versatility, not so much.
They're like one of the few enemies
else
that are actually feel that way in my book.
Okay.
The Gladiator demanded like specifics, but it was specifics that I'd been like told to like practice and brush up on, so it wasn't without like surprise. Yeah. This though is just, yeah, okay. What's my life count? Am I just out of lives?
I think you're out of lives.
Okay.
She's about halfway down her shield though. Or she has 3 more shields left, and then you get to do the death punch.
Are there any dudes around to pop? I don't see any, but also I don't have the Summon.
This lady.
What? No?
Oh my god, I'm like, you just got that dude a headshot and they're doing nothing about it. $3,256, there's a whole industry built around making video games not fun though.
No, yeah.
Genuinely.
Genuinely.
The video game, the Viagra comment, I think is really hitting the nail on the head with this game in particular.
Right, when I'm in slow-mo mode, holding the button, it fires the grenade for the shotgun.
Yeah, for that, because of course that's what that would have to.
So if I exit, because I'm just going to restart with no lives, and we're pretty much at ground zero, right? Right? That's going to happen if I load this up.
I think so.
It's not going to start me with the 8 lives or whatever. Right, okay, yeah.
This fucking game.
And then for like all the accommodating stuff, like there's still like a lack of things that would actually be accommodating like that. I don't like that you can't fast travel on levels you've already beaten from the start when you replay them.
That I did not realize.
That's absurd. I don't get why,
On a game
especially because like having replayed these levels, you do hit checkpoints where there's like points of no return. So like,
yeah.
if you're running through a level and you miss a collectible on rerun, instead of just being able to fast travel past the wall you just got blocked by, you have to play the level to completion and then unlock the fast travel. It's just
God.
Okay, so I'm going to do the cowardly thing, and we're going to grind a bit, but that gives me time to talk about no exit more with y'all.
The just funny enough. God, Josh, you.
Yeah, shake the dust of that. Okay, I'll tell you what though, if this whole session ends up just being this boss, I may consider hitting the fast forward button.
That's fair.
I don't know what that means, but that's partly why I'm vague in wording it there. Because like, I don't even know what I'm holding myself to when I say that. Which is a big part of no exit, is the things we say to kind of like project self versus like what others perceive us as being. Because, you know, you say one thing or you slip up one way and oh fuck, you're that person in that person's world forever.
Fuck.
Oh god, I'm the guy that pissed his pants on day one. He knows he was the pants pisser. Oh no.
Oh god. And how that's alright though. We're all Miles Davis. From the hit 2004 Adam Sandler masterpiece Click.
What up, Wiz World?
Oh.
But to sound like a Joker a bit, bringing up no exit, and just like what is the perception and what is seen and judged by the spectators of society versus what hits back at the individual. There was a Illinois man that let me find this specific article just so I make sure I have my sources here. Yeah, Daniel Rab, an Israeli sniper from Chicago.
Whoa, what?
There's an interview he was talked to recently by The Guardian about his time in Gaza, and no sense of caring what others perceive him as with some of the stuff he says in that Guardian article and what's quoted as far as just you know, I shot someone, and wow, someone came to look at their body, and I guess because they care about that person's body, they too are a combatant. I might as well just torch them all. Jen, have you ever seen The Act of Killing?
Yes. I had forgot about that. I also just recently read a story about that's kind of similar about like people going around in the time of Bosnia, like people finding out that there were like people paying to go and shoot people in war zones.
Yeah,
forest hunters.
Wizworld's on the money there. I definitely suggest checking out this Guardian article. I believe I shared it. At least I should share it like in our Discord on the news. I definitely shared it in the brainstorming section because I have it there for reference for talking about it today.
Yeah.
On one hand, you have the president saying we need to stomp all these loony leftists, but also we're living in a time of extreme political violence. On the other end, you just have dudes talking about shooting kids in the Guardian, no remorse.
God, that's absolutely wild. Especially after
the sense of affective tone policing going on with just the demands for. Hey, we can all do politics the right way. I don't know, man. I don't want to say this is normal in the sense that this should be happening. This should not be happening by any means. This is very much bad. This is not without precedent, though. Is what I wanted to kind of get at by bringing up. I don't want to talk too much about Kirk or even Rab, but political violence. There was a man in the 1800s I want y'all to look up as I run through these lives. His name was Elijah Lovejoy. He was a media person. He ran a newspaper. He was against slavery, and he was on the receiving end of some mob violence for that, in a very horrific way. There's a book called Fields of Blood, Violence on the Floor of Congress in the lead up to the Civil War, that at some point really shifted my perspective on understanding the place of violence in the American political tradition. Not so much saying it, I'm not saying it belongs there. I'm not saying we should return to this, but I do feel in times like now where we feel so bewildered and insane by what's going on, the past can keep us a bit sober in figuring out what to do next.
The Slayer has arrived. All mortally challenged personnel, please be advised.
Because, I mean, it's documented. It's a historically recurrent thing. There are ways we can mitigate and stop this. There are social answers to these things that are not just stomp out the bad guys. But we keep referring to stomp out the bad guys because that's so immediately libidinally pleasing. Unlike this video game.
it's fucking mank, bro.
Other things I would like people to look up is maybe the book by, I think it's Brian Burroughs, who wrote Days of Rage. That's a nonfiction book on a lot of the homegrown domestic acts of terrorism that were happening in the 70s and 60s. He talks about like the Sudanese Liberation Army, the Weather Underground, Patty Hearst.
Oh, gotcha. Hey.
I find the Weather Underground interesting because a lot of those kids, as compared to some of the more ethnic, the more non-white groups that were doing shit in the 70s, didn't get away as cleanly as some of the Weather Underground did, and a lot of them got to do interviews on cable news and such in the 90s and 2000s in ways that just, I don't know, it strikes me as weird and bizarre.
God.
But I guess I want to point to these examples more as an idea of showing like, no, things can get, like, things need to be done to prevent it from reaching these further extreme levels, and there is historical precedent for further extreme levels. So please take this shit seriously.
The Holocaust was real, and we got there, like, and there were many steps in between.
Again, no matter how like radically left you think you are, if the police force were to just go full SS today, we'd be fucked.
Yeah.
You don't want to provoke them in that way.
Yeah, no one in charge wants the social answer because they'd have to grapple with a whole heap of other stuff.
Well, yeah, that's the thing too. Is like a social answer with like structural level changes would hurt the profit line.
Yeah, like you can like the whole.
Everybody's invested or entrenched in the system as it is, who are at the levers of power in that way.
Yeah. The point of the system is what it does. Like, there's the system is doing exactly as intended. I mean, like, if anything, they want to make it work better so they can make more money, make us more miserable, but, like, it's doing exactly what it's supposed to do. What if my place is full of Home Alone traps? Well, then you're living with a bunch of traps.
This is why I like the concept of alter ego in superhero comics, and don't like, for instance, I've rambled about this before, the Disneyfication of Marvel properties and the destruction of the alter ego, because that was a very real world analog for like getting doxxed, is like your secret identity being found out. Like that was, you know, comic books like intentionally understood and used that.
Right? It's a huge thing.
And with the upgrade of Tony Stark into Robert Downey Jr., and the loss of the superhero as like social justice alter ego to a mild manner everyday man, superhero became more defender of the status quo, entrepreneurial striver for the macro structure. Why would you need to hide your identity? You're a good guy. The cops are on your side.
Exactly. Surely there's nothing that would ever go wrong.
You.
Blast those fuckers. Stupid damn demons.
Did I get that guy? I did not. Let's get him.
Alright.
I already went through that way though. It's okay. I can just do this.
Let's do that thing.
What did we say about Lucifer doing the same thing over and over and over and over again, always pining for a heaven, even if he literally did ascend to the throne in heaven, just because of his own mental state always being so insecure and of constant strife, it would create a hell of heaven.
Yeah, exactly. He'd get it and then he'd be worrying about the next foot to drop.
Tortured wherever you are. You don't mitigate that without actual like deep dive changes.
Like personal? Like, are you saying like personal changes?
Well, when we're talking about something as big as like the political imagination of the United States, it does require like institutional changes.
For sure.
I think it's interesting too, seeing reactions to the Kirk stuff. How many people on Charlie's side, I guess I would describe them, take even the slightest call for like an institutional change or a re-education of people as like, oh, so you want gulags?
Yeah.
Just again trapped in their own mental hell, but also to project that, oh man.
Yeah, everything has to be, the answer is always violence.
Right.
Like,
that's
no
what
other answer.
the tell of the imagination is there.
Yeah, it's like we can't be like, oh, let's figure out any other direction. It has to be violence.
Again, when the characters in No Exit enter the room, they're like, wait, where's the torture device?
Yeah, and then surprise whenever you don't get to have the torture.
Right, because that's the thing too, is like when you're in the us versus them violent scenario, it does give you the space to define martyrs and like passionate causes and like the assumption that everyone cares, and this is the most tantamount thing. The old racist play about like everybody, why is nobody reporting on this story that has clear like documented journalism reporting on it?
Here's me posting this from like the Wall Street Journal. How come no one's talking about this massive newspaper article that I'm clearly tagging right now?
Yeah, just the other day there was the lady in the subway, the Ukrainian refugee. And I'd seen that video shared way too much by the worst concerned trolls.
I didn't see anything about that.
Good. That means you're in a healthy part of the internet. Or you're in a bubble.
I was gonna say I'm in a different bubble.
Yeah. Depending on how you read that. Like,
Think of other horrible things you're trying to peddle to me, but yeah. A Ghost Pro, they really don't want to hear anything beyond USA 1980s. I mean, that's not true. They love talking about World War II. The only time we've ever possibly been confused for doing something good.
Speaking of World War II, let's go back to the early 1900s and a little thing called the Ludlow Massacre. Which, Jacob, do you know what the Ludlow Massacre is?
It sounds familiar, but no, it's not an immediate bill.
Look it up on the old Wikipedia while I do these jumps.
Got it.
Maybe send the link to the fine folks in the chat.
Yeah, what is it, Ludlow?
Yeah, Ludlow.
1914 massacre. Ah, man. Another one about fucking coal.
Yep, it was
The Ludlow Massacre was a mass killing perpetrated by anti-striker militia during the Colorado Coalfield War. Soldiers from the Colorado National Guard and private guards employed by Colorado Fuel and Iron Company attacked an tent colony of roughly 1,200 striking coal miners and their families in Ludlow, Colorado on April 20th, 1914. Approximately 21 were killed, primarily miners' wives and children. John D. Rockefeller Jr. was a part owner of the company who had recently appeared before the United States congressional hearing on the strikes, and he was widely blamed for having orchestrated the massacre.
So I bring this up not just to doom scroll about horrific violence, although
we got plenty of that in American history.
Well, actually, I'm going to bring up some feelings I feel about being someone who's been accused of being a doomer versus that plays
like
off
actual dooming.
I was going to say it plays off some of the stuff No Exit's talking about like people perceiving you one way for saying one thing when the truth of your internal self may be different.
Yeah.
But first, we gotta torch these dudes. But I bring up the Ludlow Massacre in specific because it's not just a moment where, capital crushed labor underfoot with violence. There was a dude, Lee Ivey, the father of American PR, or not PR.
The first spin doctor?
Yeah, no, not even American PR. Just like this dude's like the doctor of PR, public relations. A lot of the tactics and appeals you see now calling for both sidesism or like centrism, appeals to like decency, etc. He started a lot of that with the Colorado Coal Wars. He was running PR for the coal companies.
Gotcha.
There's a good video by the YouTuber Plastic Pills on how a lot of what he did seeded the kind of delusional state we're in now, where, TV's real. But I bring that up because it deals with what you want people to think you are. Project the one thing over and over again.
Yep, get that to be the public image.
And then you can get away with just doing horrible things. Is there that free life down there? Did I grab that one? Did I grab this one? I
think you did, but I honestly don't remember.
Yeah, I did. It's already here.
Oh, got your Ghost Pro. Definitely mean chronological beyond. Let's see. L-Man, all respectable justice includes torture devices. How do you expect to appropriately penalize my immortal soul? The 3256. I'm being silenced and canceled in an interviewee on all mainstream news networks. As always, my favorite is all the people being silenced that are on media pieces.
Again, The Guardian talked to some Israeli. Like, The Guardian just straight up talked to Israelis. They said it themselves what they were doing. So there's not even like any window there when you look at that article. Just observe for yourself what's being said and wonder why you didn't hear about this story or anything about Evergreen, Colorado and Evergreen High.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, notice how you just don't hear about anything about your own hometown anymore.
Yeah, even removed from like current violent political events. Think about like, do you get local news? How do you find out your information right now? Part of why people are so atomized and like out of community is like they don't know what's going on around them. Mask for Mask, we found No Exit, but reading No Exit was quite fun. How are you doing tonight?
Thanks for joining.
Yeah, Ghost Bro, speaking of Simulacra, Plastic Pills does have a pretty fun video on Baudrillard as well. I've enjoyed quite a few of their videos. I've heard, not Derrida, but I think I've heard the Deleuze video they've put out, like in vague terms, is not as good, or they don't understand it. I've heard some criticism of Plastic Pills, but it's never specific. And from what I've seen with the more recent stuff on Baudrillard and Lee Ivy, it's still very good, informative stuff.
Yeah.
Hell yeah, Ghost Bro, get that WizWorld info. No, WizWorld knows what's up. Frankly, very great at collecting the data.
I really appreciate him putting the pieces together. It's a very nice thing as well. Let's think about pieces.
Doom Room's always got some interesting characters on it. I'm always like, how did I miss this?
Yeah. I like Unicorn Riot too. They've always been putting out some fun stuff.
Right, exactly, Ghost Bro. And I think that's like a great utility of the stream. Like, again, as I've said before, I'm not looking to substitute these books. Like, you can't watch a Technopoverty stream and be like, oh yeah, like they talked enough about Paradise Lost where like, I know about Paradise Lost. Like,
yeah, you can't regurgitate like, I get it now.
I don't want you to substitute that for the thing. I want you to go back to the sources. I think chilling here and pointing people to the sources and kind of, commenting on what I find interesting or useful about them is fun. I love being here with y'all. It's just not, this project is not, I have no delusions about being like, I'm going to be the definitive like author of like an essay on a work. It's like, I'm going to talk about a work. I'm going to point people to a work. We're going to have...
Yeah. We'll play video games while we do it.
So when we read the work of art in the Age of Mechanical Reproduction, Benjamin was talking about distance, creating aura. There's a distance between the art and the subject. And within that distance, the aesthetic creates a narrative and a mood and a mode. And fascism loves to hold things at that distance and launder essentialisms through that distance. I rambled about Roman statue emoji guys before and wanting to, bring Paradise Lost into the mix, not because it's like old and respectable, but because it's got some interesting psychological shit going on that's still relevant to this day. A lot of the classics are classics because they tap into something fundamentally human that has persisted over time. I don't want you to just be looking for old respectable things to put on a fake serious appearance of knowing old respectable knowledge. It's like, no, find things that really get you thinking about yourself and how it's making you feel and what it's showing you about the world you may have not known or felt before.
But I gotta put it on my Goodreads so everyone can know that I read all the cool books.
I mean, I'd love to keep a more organized Goodreads, but yeah, don't get lost in the weeds of Goodreadsing everything, of course.
Yeah.
getting to the whole, Miltonian satanic internal sorting out external stuff. Like, do it to enrich yourself, not to show off to others, which is kind of what No Exit's getting at with people allowing others to govern how they behave because of their perceptions. Or how they perceive themselves to be perceived by others. Hell is other people, because other people have rules and expectations and demands, and that scares me.
I don't like that.
It scares me because then it makes me realize what parts of me and myself are dishonest. Like, I think of Camus' The Fall, which we talked about a little during Umarangi Generation. That's a story about a guy realizing what he purports to value is not the same as what he internally reflexively acts on and values. He tips his hat to a blind man one day and he realizes the blind man doesn't see that. Why am I doing that? It's so that I can perform as
for others.
Yeah, I can perform as a noble citizen, but there's this other instance where I watched a man commit suicide and I did nothing to stop it. And I am not a noble creature, even though I believe myself, I lie to myself about being noble, but when the cards, all cards on the table, I'm alone at night in a dark alley, I'm not the same person. And, in No Exit, Sartre uses that gap to make the characters claw at each other, even with the best intentions. You have one character who thinks he's being accommodating by talking more and more and always double checking and asking, and for another character he's just completely annoying even though he's trying his best.
God. The poor fool.
You have an interesting triangle going where Inez wants to have sex with Estelle, but Estelle only likes men. Not Gavin, Gossin.
Oh, Garen?
Garen, I think. Garen. There's a typo at one point in my copy of the book, and they refer to him as Garcia.
Oh, really?
He's Garen everywhere else. At first, I was like,
randomly a Garcia appears.
But he would happily have sex with Estelle, except he's a coward, and so he's never a real man. But Estelle obliges him because he's the only man in the room. So there's just always that tension of none of these people are really who they say they are, and they need to be somebody different than who they project themselves as to satisfy the other people. It's very torturous, just the hell they drag themselves into. Oh, okay.
Ah, the stunt cock, that makes sense.
Makes sense. All right, so I got three lives. I'm about to have 4. I'll go try this boss again.
Hell yeah.
Unlike Lucifer, unlike the characters of No Exit, I'm not going to do the same thing over and over again. I'm not going to just hover in that arena when I'm out of lives like I did last session. We're going to go back. We're going to practice. We're going to farm lives.
We're going to show this guy.
All right, exit to main.
I said stunt cock, but you know what? He could be a stunt cuck.
A stunt cuck? They only pretend it?
I just come in to sit down? Absolutely. I love sitting in chairs.
Well, you see, in this scene, the cuck chair is actually going to explode for story reasons.
Oh, no.
So we're going to shuffle out Phil, and we're going to put Jacob in.
No. I don't want to be launched. That's exactly.
Okay. Let's get to this. Let's fight this sun lady. I'm gonna hit you with rockets.
Let's get this lady to stop saying the same one word she says this entire time. Right, Master for Master? I feel exactly the same way. I do like sitting in comfy chairs for any reason.
And she healed, so I am lost.
Josh Foreman, only the audience knows about the bomb in the cuck chair to create dramatic irony.
Oh man, brilliant!
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, very Hitchcockian. Love it.
Oh my god, this boss.
I know, it's miserable. Oh, get that bitch.
I'm just is this like...
Yes! She's
the fucking worst.
Okay, well, let's go. Let's find whoever we need. Okay, let's not waste that health pickup. Let's get that chainsaw pickup. You give me stuff. Thank you.
All those things. A mask for mask. Have y'all talked about who'd be in your one room hell?
You don't get to choose.
Yeah, true. Who do you think it would be?
Tough.
I know, right? I'm like, who would be frustrating?
Well, like it's the inverse of whatever you're like. You think you're most like whatever you think you yourself, like whatever you think your best self is, like the traits you put forward would be complete annoyances to them. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm like.
It's that thing we've been talking about where the health scenario is someone else's pleasure being your pain, and then just being unaware of like how much pain they're inflicting at the same time, and you're probably doing the same inverse.
It's literally just me trying to. It's the people pleaser version of myself.
Right.
I'm like, fuck.
Right, because like whoever's in there, like they're gonna annoy you, and whoever's annoying you is gonna be partly what you hate in yourself.
Exactly, and a lot of times whenever I'm frustrated with things, I'm like,
part
oh,
of
this
it
is
too.
me.
Because it's what you hate in yourself, you don't want to see it. So when you see someone else doing it, you're like, oh god.
Right, I'm trying to think of like any time if you've ever
They're
gotten
making
into a
it
friend
tangible,
group with someone's
yeah.
like, oh, you're just like this other person. You're like, oh, this person is just like me, and they're annoying because I'm just like this, and only I like.
I think that's too why certain like writers and stuff, like even though I'm like it feels like a joke similar to something I'd say. It's like it's too close. It's like no, this doesn't feel like I don't want to read this because it doesn't feel novel or new or refreshing or insightful. It feels redundant, and it's like that's not that author's fault.
Yeah, you just also have to have that same idea.
Yeah, we just have a very overlapping or similar sense of humor or idea in some way.
Right. You would think the opposite, but oh yes.
Where you're like, oh yeah, in theory. All right.
All the people you said you've met, but you forgot who they were.
Oh, that'd be a big one.
Oh yeah, man. I'm like, that's me going everywhere. I always forget everybody's names. I started turning into my dad and calling everybody Chief. Like, hey Chief. Like, I remember that I met you.
That
I won't
is
remember
like
your name.
so classic white guy.
It super is, and I was like, oh, this is why he does it. Chief, boss, this guy.
Here comes trouble.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, exactly. It's like my hell would just be having to rely on me for things I know I'm unreliable for, and just be like, damn it, just be better, Jacob. Like past self. And it's like, damn it.
Eternity of people trying to remind you who they are, but you never remember.
Big room. That's right.
Yeah. That's from us. I've gotten boss from this one clerk as of late, which is nice, but also I am not a boss.
Yeah. That's how I feel too. I've had people colloquial at jobs I've worked be like, "Got it, boss." So I'm like,
All right. Oh, I always use it as ironic. You're not my boss. Like
that's how I know that dog's not in me. I was a store manager, and I was still like, "No, don't do that, man."
Yeah.
Like I'm not. I don't have a paddle. I'm not gonna punish you. Like let's.
Yeah.
I don't want to. Like no.
I don't even want. Yeah.
I trust you to have the cognitive skills for like if there's a problem, we're gonna talk about like figuring out a way forward with it. Where I'm not gonna be like, okay,
You're hired because you're competent.
I'm the boss. Time to be retributive. Like I didn't need that outlet. Although I can see if you have.
Oh yeah.
I can see how American life, if you're not getting social exposure and stuff, or just have something to look forward, like you become very bitter and alienated, and then that does become the outlet for that is being a cruel boss or like.
Well, some people don't understand the difference between managing people and like punishing people.
Yes.
Like, they think they're the same thing, and they are not. And it's like a child's parents' approach to like, I'm just going to beat this child till they figure it out and get it right. It's like, that's not how you manage adults. That's how you correct a child who's doing something wrong. Like for like a bad reason because they don't understand a thing. Like I'm thinking of my girlfriend's ex-boss who was an absolute psycho and very much of that same sort of like mindset of I have to punish people because that is correcting behavior, and was always curious as to why people were leaving her department and everything was going bad. But some people just want to punish.
Yeah.
Goes back into how we got into this crazy day yesterday and forgot about September 11th.
It's both an expression of power and like libidinal release, like getting off.
Right? Yeah, it's like an expression of power.
Okay, there's a
also.
lot of goddamn fire on the floor.
Oh, yeah.
I wish I had a BFG.
This dumb lady.
Like, classic Doom is like, here's a boss, but also here's a rocket launcher and a bunch of rocket ammo. Go hog.
Yeah, and,
Here's
like,
a
and
boss.
you'll stand a chance.
Here's a BFG drop right in front of the boss. Like, what is this? I should probably.
Oh yeah, use a secondary.
That does a lot. Okay.
Nice. Alright. Nice. We're getting closer. Get ready to spank this lady. The hell janitor needs to come clean up the floor fire. Absolutely. The custodian of this area, not keeping up.
Nope. Okay. There's a lot of guys to at least harvest.
Yeah.
Once again, so she is a corporate. She is COO. I'm regional vice manager. These are store associates. I need to really utilize these store associates to the max.
I thought this was your annual review.
Oh yeah, no,
know,
yeah, that is what this is.
We got to double check on some things before we're gonna let you get
She
on.
really just wants to make sure I know how to harvest bodies properly. I'm not really living up to the Doom franchise standards.
Listen, yeah, you have to follow certain etiquette, follow certain rules for things. It's just you gotta be by the book with her. And if you're not, she gets
Gotta
rolled
start
back.
firing people.
Listen, we don't like firing people, but I seem to do it a lot, and I seem to smile when I do it. You know? And it's just awkward.
Yeah, I don't want to do this, but I'm doing it. Oh man, okay.
True tragedy. Like, it's the big fucking gun of the game.
Yeah, dude,
Like, it's literally nicknamed.
the big fucking gun, yeah. Oh my god.
Jesus.
Chad, are you seeing this shit?
Right? Because how many lives did you go in with that? 4?
I think I went in with 7 the first time.
Yeah, 7 the first time, 4 the second. I'm like, fucking A, this lady.
Chad, am I just bad? Should I be getting more upgrades? I'm
Do you have more
hoping.
point suit things?
What?
Do you have any suit points or anything? Or
I spent the suit points, but like I don't have. I'm thinking of whatever those upgrades are that give you like armor boost and stuff.
Oh yeah.
But I'm also just not very enthused because again the re-exploration tools are weird.
Yeah. King of Mystery, nah, man, this boss just sucks. Yeah. 3256. I had a job before where I had to write an essay and convince a couple other people to write an essay on my behalf on why I deserved a $1 raise every year. Jesus Christ. That's maddening. Also, like, we're still being paid prices that people were paid in the 90s. Like, things have
Yeah,
not
yeah.
changed. Like, I've seen ads from the 90s, like, we're paid the exact same.
The rate of check interest rates, check minimum wage rates.
Yeah.
Yep. No.
Everything the same. I remember whenever they, like, I was working whenever they had the last federal minimum wage change.
I think it's always been $7.25 for me.
Oh yeah, it was literally my first year working. It was like a couple months of like, cool, you're getting a new thing because we raised it to $7.25. What was it before that? Like,
I don't know. Yeah.
no
Was it
idea.
$7? Was it $7? What was the minimum wage?
Maybe it was
before?
probably
Yeah.
$7. That feels about right.
So fucking just peanuts.
Yeah, like it's literally having people cry about this stuff. It's like,
It was 5 something.
5
Josh was saying.
ugh.
Do some diving on those stats.
Yeah,
Look that up.
like, what do we have?
I guess too, even going in, I was expecting this game to be a salve, to be escapism, and it is. It's just not. I was expecting it to be more like explicitly the escapism of the text, of being the Doom guy, of being the Doom Slayer. I was expecting the experience to kind of maximize the sense of slaying demons as a super cool guy ice skating around the arena. Just mercilessly killing everything, because I mean, Doom 2016 was that. Doom 2016, once you got to full power and you were gliding around and fighting the demons, it was great. There wasn't this huge specificity of bop it commands to input to like manage every mob. It was like spray and pray and strategize a little and have fun. This is much more depressing because the fantasy it's servicing is being the fantasy of a good gamer, and what I mean by that is like, yes, I know how to do the bop it commands. Yes, I did get all the collectibles. Why? Oh, yes, I did get all the continues. Why? Yes, I did replay all the levels to a tedious degree to get all the extra pickups and Funko Pops, and I've read all the lore pages in the wiki entry. It's not the fantasy of the story of Doom, it's the fantasy of like collecting all the shit for your shelf.
My God. So the 2007 amendments increased the minimum wage to $5.85 per hour, effective July 24th, 2007.
Man.
In 2008, it was $6.55 per hour and $7.25 per hour by 2009.
I don't like little blorbos mask for mask. I like big blorbos. I like blorbos that I can play with.
I like blorbos of all sizes and shapes. I don't discriminate my blorbos, you know what I'm saying?
Is my time
I like that we just haven't changed it either. Like, we're keeping it at 725 and no changes past that. Thanks, guys.
Don't forget tipping wages.
Oh yeah, the $2.15 an hour.
Especially here in Texas, where you have a right to work.
Yeah, because you don't in other states, I guess. Like, what do you mean, right to work? How did they sell that to people as a good thing that they can fire you at any
You have a
moment?
right to work, Jacob.
Oh, all right. So the other states don't have a right to work. Gotcha. They're not allowed, and yet somehow they still donate more.
In
money
other
to the federal
states,
government.
they just take the jobs away from you. You want to apply to the jobs, and they're like, no, you can't do the job.
I'm surprised they don't try to lower the minimum wage now that there's no tax on tips. You know, they probably will.
I mean,
They'll find a
what
way.
is the gig economy if not just like, first off,
yeah.
here's minimum wage. Second off, we don't need you full time. You know, just you do the hours, whatever, and we'll deflate the demands of the area. You know, we can manipulate like how busy traffic gets on this app.
Yeah.
Encourage you to log off for a little if expenses are too high. Like, we don't need that many people running Uber Eats.
Yeah. Oh yeah, Josh Foreman. About the same thing. At will, right to work, same idea.
Right.
Either way, as a worker, you don't have rights. You just get to make people more money than
You have the right to work.
Yeah, you have the right to suffer and make someone else's life better. It's really funny that Rhode Island would be a right-to-work state, considering like how much mob influence is in there and how much union shit is in Rhode Island.
Well, that's like part of the old like cliche as well, is that like, you know, the union's all mobbed up, and so that's...
Oh, but like Rhode Island is very much actually mobbed up. Like the mayor,
Got it.
several mayors, like it is a very big spot.
Well, no,
for
I mean like a crooked union is the vector in that case.
Oh yeah, for sure. But it was a very big part of Rhode Island's history. So I'm like, why would they not want that? But I'm sure they had to pivot, you know? They're like, you know, maybe we can make more money without these other guys making money too.
Right. That's exactly what right to work is, L-Man. It's that poster you see in the break room that's like, you could pay union dues, or you could buy a PlayStation with the money in your pocket.
Yeah.
Oh.
Stupid skeletons.
Okay, I don't want to go all the way to that one jumping point, so instead, well, I think I kill whatever's left of this mob first, right?
Might as well mine around somewhere.
Yeah, who's alive?
There he is.
There you are. Oops.
Nice.
But yeah, I just wanted to trace the violent history of America a little today in a general outline to help maybe illustrate some context.
Yeah.
Especially when you think about something like the labor movement, which is very much not covered in public education.
For sure. And
At least I don't know where it is elsewhere, but I feel in Texas like that Gilded Age was just kind of blown over.
oh yeah, no, they really don't talk about it. They don't even talk. I don't know. It's anytime it's the state trying to tell you about stuff, they're not going to tell you like, well, this is when we did really bad stuff.
Right. And like right now, we're so inundated by the worst people telling us like we're at the worst time. We need to give them all the guns and all the power to do stuff. And it's like, well,
It's
hold
like,
on.
no.
No, wait, the story's not adding up.
Yeah, right. Like, no. Do what you can with what you have already. I'm not just going to keep giving you everything. It's always my favorite response with like the police things. Is like, we can't do anything with literally all of the laws and power you've given us. You got to give us more.
It's been pointed out with Kirk too how much like the memorializing isn't showing clips of his actual words because
Yeah,
right
no
up to the
audio.
end it was stuff like black people aren't good at flying planes or
slurs in the middle of
just
a
straight up slurs. Yelling slurs at an audience member and then challenging him to a fight, and I guess that just came around eventually.
Yeah, I believe the quote was something along the lines of, "I don't believe in empathy. I believe empathy is a new age word created." Let me get the correct quote. Let me get the full correct quote because I really don't want to get it wrong.
Charlie Kirk described empathy as made up New Age term that does a lot of damage. With the concept of sympathy, so that's what he preferred.
Wait, what?
I don't know.
He prefers sympathy to empathy?
Yeah.
That's... I don't get that.
Those are two things. I mean, you should have both of those things in different circumstances.
First off, this is my problem with a lot of like the general like, oh, empathy sucks, empathy's a sin, coming from right-winger types. I know, because I very explicitly remember when I was working a job that required me to be in a management position where I was going to have to defuse customer situations and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And the most on-the-job, pragmatic, non-woke, non-liberal, like as a capitalist who needs you to do this thing for the thing to remain profitable. Just being explained like it wasn't like a huge super professional like defusal workshop. But it was like a training video, and I very much it emphasizing like, remember, there's empathy and sympathy, and like we want you to have empathy but not sympathy, because this was a job where like they wanted you basically to like, yeah, empathy, like understand where the other person's coming from. That doesn't mean you're necessarily on their side.
Yes.
But it's just you being able to imagine and articulate that perspective to see where they're coming from.
Exactly.
I mean,
understanding that perspective.
Yeah, sympathy is then the next step where like you understand that perspective and you're on their side.
Yeah.
My understanding of the whole thing. My understanding is like empathy, even in like the coldest, like most capitalist, like market brain sense, is a necessary tool for manipulating people properly to give you what you want in the marketplace. Like, yes, treat the customers right, and they will like give you their dollars. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like
exactly.
empathy in the least like woo-woo feeling, like dude scared of being sensitive and vulnerable way, like is still a tool in that way by that definition. And so like, I don't know, just like even hearing the reactionary mind like get mad at that, like it's
Yeah, I
confusion of terms which I thought were like pretty much the terms agreed upon by the business world, but yeah.
I mean, they are until they can serve someone else's purpose.
Right.
The
The whole slippery slide of like, take me at my word, yeah.
Yep. Although I agree with a Ghost Bro, I prefer pimpathy.
Pimpathy?
Yeah. Damn, the NFL held a moment of silence for him on 9/11. This kid's been getting a lot of moments of silence.
Yeah, Josh Foreman, I'm curious about Against Sympathy. It reminds me of some stuff Lux and I have talked about regarding just like violence. We talked a little bit about during Dante's Inferno, but this is probably a topic we'll explore more once we start playing Souls games and stuff. Just like, the way violence is approached in narratives is often violence is bad. At least in like neoliberal narratives, there's like a, well, no, that's a bad way for it. I'm not saying violence is good. There's a way violence is bad is Lens does never do violence, which is not the same as like violence is bad, but in self-defense you may have to do violence, or in order to uphold.
Yes, or safety.
I don't even like phrasing it that way, because it feels like it's like, well, we have to do violence in a way that like insinuates like, oh, this lefty saying we have to do violence, they're gonna open the gulags. But right there is me doing the Sartre thing of like imagining someone else punishing me in advance for this shit. Don't do that.
Right.
Although when the people I'm imagining can punish you might actually have some sort of state-sanctioned power.
Yeah, it's a slippery slope.
Right, because it's one of those things where it's like, yes, free speech, punk rock, fuck the police, at the same time, like
words do mean things.
Well, like in an online sense, you gotta be careful what you say, because there is the excuse to, punish being levied and thrown around.
Oh yeah, absolutely. It's like, it's the same kind of thing you would have done back in the day had you said things in front of people and they didn't like it.
Yeah.
Like, just a more horrible version of it.
Oh, let's not fuck this.
Rational
bag.
compassion. If
Start.
you're cool with me killing the mustache man, you should be cool with killing those people too. Yeah.
Wait, the mustache man? What's that in reference to? Also, I'm already off to a bad start. Like, this boss just sucks. This is just poor. Like,
It's
no.
a shitty boss. Like, there's no doubt. Let's see.
Like, I'm okay.
Oh, Hitler equals mustache man.
I feel if this game was not called Doom, if it was not coasting on the hype and like the faux masculine like hardcoreness of it all, this would be like a forgotten C minus game. We were talking about like 2003 era PC first-person shooters really pushing the genre, and even Doom 3 was among those in the way it was pushing the lighting engine and like what graphics can do in a video game. Like this just feels like so much like bullshitty like B game design ideas all lumped into one game.
There you go, Barton. Lay down right there.
Maybe I'm just not being aggressive enough, because look. There we go.
You're not using your Second Amendment rights enough, Henry.
I'm not using the Second Amendment, right?
They're just sitting there.
Once again, much like not being a masochist of a manager, I'm not a gun guy, I guess. It's just that be staying in me.
That's fair.
The thing is, I think a gun guy would be very upset by this game because of all the color bop it. Like, what do you mean? Like,
Oh yeah,
no,
they'd
like,
be like, it's gay. Can't have fluorescent colors in a man's game.
but also just like guns kill people. Like, it's weird to have a game where you're using a bunch of guns and they barely do any damage at the base level. Like even with the supernatural thing, like even the zombies in OG Doom and the imps pop relatively easy and fast in a way that's like, it's there to lubricate your thrills. It's there to be like, no, yeah, the hell demon, the hell knights and the cyber demons and the big things you got plenty low for, but you know, here's a little consolation prize. Have fun popping these guys along the way.
Yeah. It's your treat. It's your boba.
Yeah, have your little treat.
Yep.
This doesn't want to treat the player to anything. It's just like, hey, that was super tedious. Like, don't you feel like a big, strong person for completing the super tedious goal? It's the worst lessons from the Souls influence, I guess.
Yeah. It's all
Just
grind, but not
don't get Dark Souls, but you know what? It's hard. We got to be hard, even though that's like, no, that's not what Dark Souls is about.
Yeah, Dark Souls is naturally hard.
Video games aren't hard. Like, I'm saying this is hard, but like, it's because it doesn't get video games. Like, instead of using that difficulty, as I've been talking about Sekiro, to guide you towards like a larger thematic ludonarrative kind of point, it's just here so that you can say you did the hard thing, so that you did the pattern.
Yeah.
Yep, I'm gonna run away and not get things because fire. Everything's on fire. Oh my god.
You stupid bitch.
Yep, expose myself to direct hits. Get direct hitted. Pop.
Oh yeah, Master Mouse, definitely send over your favorite IFAK bundling info.
For pop. Okay.
Yeah. Relevant, but North American Rescue has a genuine and cheapest market price for CAT tourniquets, which is what you want, in my opinion. I need to organize some sources for others too, so I appreciate it.
Tourniquets?
Yeah, just the our last stream we were talking about the emergency kits for just such a situation that happened yesterday. I mean, obviously it wouldn't really have done much, but preparedness is always a good thing. Everyone should have it. And Ghost Bro, so many good devs took wrong lessons from Dark Souls.
Yeah.
Like, oh yeah. I think it was more the producers. The devs were like, yeah, this will work, and then the producers were like, no, it's got to be this way because it'll be great. Nice.
I didn't do that. I don't know. Can she hurt her own dudes? Okay. I need just to unload faster on this boss. And not be on the floor for this. Okay, cool. What is going on? How did I get this deficit? Yeah, no, I'm not playing Doom: The Dark Ages. Hell no. Hell no.
Fuck this.
I'm just thinking of, here, Jacob, I want you to try for a moment and then we're gonna go to break. But I'm just thinking of how many indie games I've purchased for under $20 on Steam that are probably shorter and just funner than this. Also, are video games in the big corporate sense going to be a viable hobby in the next few years? Because I think kids are just, the cost is getting ridiculous, honestly.
Yeah, man, they're trying to get like $100 for a game.
I can't believe I paid full price for this game when it came out, and then it just sat on my shelf for a while. I was like, yeah, I'll play Doom Eternal, and then I just never did. And then now, even knowing how much worse it is, yeah, exactly, Master Mask. Silk Song just came out. It's like $20. Yeah. I have a game in mind for once we get out of hell. Okay, so you did it once. So far, so good.
Fuck.
Keep that BFG, I'd say, since it's like a free hit if you land it.
Yeah, fuck it. Thank you. That's what I want.
But earlier I brought up the whole self-censoring thing when it comes to... Okay. I did upgrade that last time and not use it.
Oh, thank fuck.
But yeah, imagining a judgment or a torturer before any actual judgment or torturer appears. Going off of that and the concept of doom, quite literally, I don't know, I've felt in the past that I've been labeled a doomer, or I felt like I talk about like quote unquote depressing stuff in certain company in ways that makes me self-conscious of it. Where I'm like, am I being too grim? Am I like, is this what like actual like being a goth is, and I just didn't realize I'm a goth? Like,
an emo Mexican boy.
right, exactly.
You know,
sometimes
that,
with like, cause like, you know, my focus on like graphic shit happening or bad things happening in current events, or like even just like, you know, the kind of art I like, as far as it not being 5-act structure, you know, hero's narrative, messiah stuff. I mean, I like that stuff, but I also like weird, challenging shit. And what I'm saying is, like, I've encountered this kind of like off-the-cuff judgment before, where I feel like it's like, oh, I'm talking about things that are too serious, too dark, something people would rather not want to talk about in a depressing way. But then when real horror stuff happens in real life, I often see those same people who aren't like ingesting that kind of material are. The gross term would be emotionally fragile, not prepared.
Yeah.
Still sensitive to it, and I don't mean that in a toughen up buttercup way. It's just, again, what I'm talking about when I'm talking about this history of violence you need to consider or put current events in context of. It keeps you from being alarmist. It keeps you from being reactionary. It keeps you from being like overruled by a cloud of panic or depression, I think. Again, I think this is one of the reasons like challenging art is, you know, worthwhile to an individual, so that they can explore these things in a space where they're not in direct harm, and there's not like an autocrat or a dictator trying to like emotionally manipulate them. Or well, I believe, you know, if you then, you know, experience your own emotional journey shit, you'll be better equipped when an autocrat or a dictator tries to do emotional appeal shit because you've explored and kind of like gotten comfortable with yourself.
Yeah, you've got ideas about it.
Yeah.
Ah, fuck.
Yeah, Mask for Mask, that's... I can only imagine it being so much worse, too, as, like, not yeah.
Oh yeah, it was a very dumb thing. I still have people in my life who are like still shocked
I
by
get,
things
too,
that
that I am, like, a privileged, like, cishet dude in the ways, like, I can comfortably expose myself to things that, like, are still removed for me as far as like it hits closer to my queer friends or it hits closer to my female friends. Jesus.
Yeah.
I'm yeah.
No, I don't know, because I feel.
Okay, Jacob, I'm gonna try to use smarter weapon placement.
Yeah, just use those fucking missiles. Just whatever you gotta do to get missiles, and then lock on missile.
The secondary lock on.
Yeah, and that's it. And also, those coves don't get any of the like raining down fire or whatever, so you can chill there.
The coves don't. Okay.
Yeah, down in those lower sections, you can just sit there and pop off those dumb whatever they are. Yeah, because my god was that fucking annoying, but those lock-on rockets really did the actual job.
Because yeah, Mask for Mask, in a way it feels like, you know, you're being conditioned against your own instincts when your instincts are telling you, like, something's up.
Yep, that's the point. It's supposed to make you go against your instincts. That's
And
like
I do
grooming.
think, you know, you can like go again. Sometimes your gut's full of prejudices that lead you in a bad direction, but other times, like, you need to be able to trust yourself.
Yeah.
And so I think that's also a big thing with No Exits that I find interesting or likable, is it highlights this conundrum of like perception and the ways it leads us to deceive and perceive ourselves.
Yeah, it's a really fun exploration of it too. Just the inherent sound of it. But the thing you're saying is like being like confused for a doomer just because you like dark things. I feel like that's also just like people. It's almost along those lines of like when people are like, well, video games are violent, so that's what's causing the shooting. And you're like, just because we like dark materials, or people who enjoy horror movies.
Right.
If you just looked at like the horror movies I'd watched, you would not know me as a person. You would know some things about me that I would like, but like. I know, because I don't see you as a doomy person. I definitely see you as a realistic person, like someone who points out when shit is bad.
You
but
also
like,
are my roommate and see me in my day-to-day, and so you know I'm not like... You see when I like leave the house and like socializing or interacting with people or like doing stuff that's not all doom and gloom, or I'm watching like Toku.
yeah, like things are just like, oh, I got these new Spider-Man comics. Like, yep, that sounds like someone who's gonna fucking.
And I really
hate
feel
everything.
like since I've been like less and less of like traditional like 9-to-5 type water cooler situations in the past few years, it's been less of a thing. It also might just be me growing up and becoming more confident in my own convictions and such.
A little bit of column A, a little bit of column B dependent, I could see.
But it did feel like a very much more prevalent in spaces of like, you know, performance. I bring up On the Job because I think that's the big one. I think a lot of Americans, you know, speaking of the loneliness academic and stuff, their only like social exploration outside of the house is their job. Like their coworkers are one of the few kind of like other people they see, like in like a
for
real
40
sense.
hours a week. It's like.
And like, have fun with your coworkers, make friends with your coworkers, be social at work, but like if that's the only outlet through which you're socializing, that is still a very heavily mediated by your employer's space as far as like how you can act and how you can express yourself. I think that's part of why like comedy's really bad right now, is because a lot of the right-wing dudes who are like, you can't say this on TV, they're really exciting a sort of resentment towards HR that I think a lot of cubicle dudes have. You know what I mean? So like, a lot of shock stuff. I mean, I could just go on 4chan for low-hanging shock jock stuff, but like, there's a degree of like when it's funneled through like a comedian on a stage, it looks more like authentic or serious, and it's like, oh yeah, I'm getting away with something that's like culturally edgy. But still culturally permitted because like it's funneled through a broadcasting deal and like, hey, this dude was on Joe Rogan. Okay, we're gonna take a quick break. It is 9:43. We will probably be back about sometime about 53-ish. We can take a 10-minute break, stand up, stretch. I really gotta rethink this battle because this is honestly fucking up the flow of what I kind of had in mind for the stream as well.
This woman's horrible.
I thought we could get out of hell and do some fun, spooky stuff going into the next few months before we hit fall proper for what I want to do in November. But Doom Eternal is it's just like a cancer. It's just occupying space. It's just somehow it just started occupying more and more time for less and less like progress through the campaign, and it's frustrating me right now. I have to really rethink my priors here. But
I mean, it did tell you it was eternal.
But
It was not joking.
we are gonna go ahead and go to a break. We'll be back. We'll be back at 55. I just wasted a minute rambling there, and we need to be comfortable for a second. But see y'all soon. All right, we are coming back, and yes, Master Mouse, the Hunter S. Thompson quote is exactly what that was on the wait screen there. Just talking about the 9/11 post-war death of the dream. Also, is your mic off?
Probably. Let's see.
There we go. So Jacob, I just want to bring up really quick. Also, hi, welcome back to TECHNOPOVERTY. This is Jacob.
That's Henry.
And we've been playing Doom Eternal. We're stuck on this boss.
Been fucking trying.
So fucking stuck. Talking about No Exit by Jean-Paul Sartre. I'm just gonna own it. I'm not gonna say it again. We're just gonna run with the one saying this time. I'm not gonna stumble over it again. I have to stop being all, haha, oh my god, did I say it right? Let me say it 20 more times, 20 wrong ways. Jacob, in No Exit, we've been talking about hell. The quote that's famous for it being hell is other people, and just starts exploring this looking glass sense of self where a person is managing their self-image based on what they think somebody thinks of them, you know, kind of that volleyball of like...
Yeah, the game of telephone almost. With
and
yourself.
the way that puts in a system of judgment where rather than evaluating yourself, you're evaluating yourself through others and how you appear, and the torturous micromanagement hell that puts you through. Just a whole psychological gamut of problems, questions, and ideas that this very short, compact play has fun with. I bring this up because... I'm looking here at the Sentinel armor offer. So we suck at this game. And so it's trying to get us to use the Sentinel armor to make up for that. Super reinforced armor, greatly reduce incoming damage. Cool, that tells you the benefit, that tells you what it does, that's necessary data, cool. Progression does not affect progression. Don't need to know that one as much. And I bring that up because that is a prompt specifically for a player who is scared that choosing the Sentinel armor will like stain their record. Oh no.
Best. Listen, man, I've sucked at a lot of games. I'm like, I can't tell you how many times I will start a racing game and then restart the race. I'm like, no, I'm so close, I gotta restart.
So it kind of tells me the kind of player they were anticipating to play this game might be someone who gets a little anxious over the concept of their progress being marred by cheats or imperfections, or they're not pure enough.
Someone's pride is going to get hurt from this.
Yeah, exactly. Which tells me the game cares more about babying the player through that process than getting the player to a place of insight on some other idea. It tells me there's a lack of internal ideas. The game's mostly concerned with being a cradle, not so much...
Not like a playground so much.
Yeah, that's a good way to say it, I guess.
Like, I feel where you're going with it.
It's the game doing that judgment thing where it's worried players will be worried about a thing that players probably weren't really thinking about or deemed, you know what I mean?
Yeah, the overthinking of like, oh, we're gonna fix this problem before it's a problem. Like that's not like you've caused other problems that you weren't considering.
Like, for how hard it is or whatever, Dark Souls, if you're getting smacked over and over again, it just lets you get smacked over and over again. It trusts you to figure it out.
Yeah.
It's never like, oh, sorry, we going too hard. I mean, you can always just summon a friend if you need to. Okay,
Well, like, it gives you the options. Nice.
Punch, run.
I'm glad we're not taking this armor.
There's too many other concerns or ideas the game's trying to get across for it to be concerned about. Is the player gonna feel? Is your PP gonna feel small if you summon? Like,
Oh man, did you see?
there's a lot of people online who claim summoning will make your PP smaller, but they're wrong. I mean,
There was a thing online about the new iPhone Air ad. Because a way they demonstrate how thin the phone is having someone do this, but in South Korea that's a very
yeah.
I was not aware of this. And I was like, honestly, that's very funny now.
That's like a small penis gesture or something. Yeah.
Which I was like, it's a projection issue. And I was like, interesting. Okay, we're scared of these little wangs.
All right, I need you to pop off.
Yeah, we're scared of fun-sized wangs. I don't think people need to be. You know?
Oh no. Oh, now I have the rifle, eh? Okay. All right, let's avoid the ground. L-Man was right about this being a platformer challenge. Again, why I keep calling it Donkey Kong Country. I need to actually pay attention to the fire. So they don't come up under the canopy.
Yeah, those canopies, they never, like, you're safe there. Because it's just directly down hits. Like...
This game wants me to run so much to tell me I can...
Oh, now that one is.
No.
Okay.
Okay.
Oh, but the other side isn't. So it's going to do one half or the other.
I think it's
half.
just, I just have to keep an eye out for the pattern.
This stupid lady. Lady ain't no sun god, and I ain't gonna fucking worship you like one.
Come on. All right. Let's pop some pinatas if they're around.
Couple pop downstairs, maybe, I think. Yeah, there they go. There they go. There's that big old...
What?
Oh, quick.
What?
Quick, shoot.
Why? Oh, I'm killing things the wrong way now, so I'm not gonna get. Why did I not? Oh, whatever. Where's a dude I can pop? Give me your health.
There's a pop boy. Oh, there's that med kit.
Oh yeah. Well.
This doom is eternal. This dumb lady.
Okay. Okay. Boys. Okay.
Hell yeah. Pop some heads. Nice.
Oh yeah, Mask for Mask about the Hunter S. Thompson quote. Nice, I don't think I was into him at the time yet, but I've seen that quote increasingly. Oh yeah,
Don't watch Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas. Terry Gilliam made a dumb adaptation.
Yeah.
Don't read
That was
Fear and
my-
Loathing
that
in
was
Las
my first-
Vegas.
Hunter S. Thompson thing was the movie.
Don't read Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas first. Read Hell's Angels first, and then read Fear and Loathing in the Campaign Trail, and then read Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas. Also, just read up on his life, his personal life. Look up that the Haight-Ashbury's just a drug capital of the world, kind of like anti-hippie rant he has. You know, Hunter S. Thompson's Gen X's edgelordy, gonzo journalist, like LOL random, he's so hardcore edgy icon. But he was a very moralist. He had strong convictions about politics and problems with the country, and a lot of that gets lost in the LOL dude drugs.
He did all the drugs. Whoa.
Yeah.
The Burt Kreischer of it all.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a good way to put it. Damn.
I know. I every time they're just like, here's a new thing of Burt Kreischer, I'm like, let me guess, he has his shirt off?
He's just redder and redder.
Redder and redder with his shirt off in front of lots of people. My God, what will he think of next? It's so fucking brilliant. Were we listening to that YouTube channel talking about
Yeah, Stavi and Chris took over one of his pods. Two Bears, One Cave, is it called?
Yeah. They're like
A pod I barely knew was a thing.
Oh, that one gets pushed to me in my bubble.
See, that's the thing. Like, I know of YMH Studios. I've seen their programming. Like, it's not Shane Gillis. It's Tom Segura, right?
Yeah, Tom Segura.
Yeah, like I've seen stuff. I've just never got that.
Yeah, I don't know.
There's a whole world of like Barstool Sports, UFC media sphere. I just don't get though. I'm just not the guy. Like,
Yeah, same.
like
I'm not a dude,
that
dude.
aspect of like the manosphere. Like, first off, I'm probably too old, but like, it's like, oh yeah, there's like this whole ecosystem going that like I barely see the surface of every now and
Yeah,
then.
the manosphere is like, oh, this is a thing, really?
Like, even as someone who like goes to the gym and likes sports, I'm still not like it's not my reactionary bread and butter enough to where it's my podcasting diet and all that in a way where I see that shit, I guess.
Yeah. Oh, H-Dub loves our lighting. Thanks so much, H-Dub. Appreciate it.
Thank you, H-Dub.
We try to keep it as bisexual as we can. This lady.
Thing is, I need armor. Is there one I can saw somewhere?
Oh, King of Mystery also hadn't heard about the podcast until he saw that stuff about Stavi and Chris taking over. That's so funny.
I'm just like, how is it that I got Cumtown served up to me before any of this quote-unquote like more acceptable stuff?
I'm surprised I never got Cumtown stuff. I only found out because through you. Like, it was never, like, Stavi was never up on anything that was being served.
Right.
And I was like, which is the other thing I hate about all the information age. I'm like, you have all this information about me, and all you do is tell me about things I've already bought. Like, I don't need a second toilet plunger. I bought the one toilet plunger. My needs have been met. I don't need to know every other kind in the industry.
Yeah. Did you see that double kill?
That was great. Let's see. So funny. Oh, Mask. We look more red and blue on the phone, but it's very bisexual lighting on my TV.
It's your TV's color settings.
You know? Or the TV is just right. I didn't realize Adam Friedel was connected to Cumtown for a long time. That's honestly very
That's
funny.
pretty funny. That's extremely funny.
That's like that's my only utterance of knowing that boy. Oh boy, is he silly. Oh, get this lady.
Yeah.
Fucking.
What?
What? That was
There we go. Okay, game.
Right. I don't know what the fuck we're doing, but sure.
Well, I'm trying to not die because I thought I was going to be good on health. Where's the...
Right there.
no. Oh.
God damn it. From Doom Room. I haven't heard of Doom Room. I'll have to check that out.
No, talking about Wizworld.
Wizworld? Yeah, I do need to watch more Wizworld stuff, genuinely. It's like I heard him doing his thing about all of the child rings, and I was like, oh, information I want to talk about, but good, anyways.
Okay.
These things are awful.
So what I need to do is run around until I find the bullets for the machine gun, and then use the bullets to shoot.
Oh yeah.
Bullets right here. Okay, and then right now, just...
Yeah, the Franklin stuff is absolutely crazy aged up. Both books are crazy about that, or at least the two I've read about.
Well, yes, I will take
That's
the
my
armor.
Sunday night shows more where Frankie is a host and talking political doom. I think you might enjoy that. I'll also check that out.
Yeah, it's the Sunday one.
Yeah. Yeah, the Franklin thing, I mean, I think that was the first foray into like, what are they talking about? What is all this crazy world?
Okay, so now...
Oh boy. Oh, she's recharging.
It's fine.
Barney, what are you doing over there? Happy September 11th, everybody. How long ago was it now? 24 years?
Yep.
You think we're gonna get a new quarter next year for it? Commemorative? So I was thinking about that too. The New Hampshire quarter still has.
We're gonna get an NFT. We're gonna get crypto. Like we're not gonna print a real coin. What the fuck are you talking about?
That's true. We don't need those anymore.
We're barely gonna be a country.
Yeah. Oh, completely agree. H-Dub. Definitely the Epstein stuff is just a continuation of the Franklin stuff and this other thing. So horrible. Mass Doom Room is the only place you don't feel like an out-of-place doomer? Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Dude, bad things are happening. Good things are also happening too, and sometimes you gotta remind yourself of them, but...
Even in recognizing bad things are happening, I mean, the fact that people are recognizing is a good thing to, you know.
Yeah, so you don't feel crazy.
Again, as we've been talking about this summer, like, if you have a friend with you to map out the territory, hell becomes much more navigatable, and then you can start figuring out a way out from there.
Yeah. Hell yeah.
Okay, let's just...
Yeah, we all know it's all bad, unfortunately, but this is why we have fun together. Because that's how you defeat fascists, by getting together, not going separately.
Actual organization and coalition building.
Yeah. King of Mystery painful. Hell is more navigable with a friend until you get stuck fighting an angel lady. Listen, she's just a boss bitch and we are merely regional managers. Like, I'm the assistant to the regional manager. Like, do you understand? Like, I hold no power. But we still gotta get her reports and make sure that she gets what she wants. God, I hate corporate America. That's right. Oh man, this is the run. We can feel it.
Don't jinx it.
Henry, do you believe in jinx?
Did I not just say don't jinx it?
I mean, yeah, but you can say a lot of things you don't believe in. That's why I'm asking for clarification. Are you fucking kidding me? This lady.
Don't jinx it.
Yeah, our prize to hell. Oh god. Gross.
No, I need. Where's the bull?
I didn't know those dudes have whips.
The hovering dudes?
Yeah. This whole time, all I thought was the shooting. I didn't know they had the physical whips that come out when you get in close proximity to them. Get that lamb chop, Barney.
Where are the dudes? There they are.
Whap, whap. Praying mantis, angel laden demon. What are you doing, Barney? Get it.
Perfect.
Nice. How'd that guy get up there?
That's not my question to ask.
Fair.
Where is she? The floor was too lava.
This fucking stupid lava floor.
Shotgun, bullets, rockets, no. Okay, got these armor pieces.
Nice. Really do like the way they pop.
Yeah, H, that we've been talking about no exit this evening. Hell is other people. And I agree with Master Mass. I also really like that phrase, hell is other people.
The judgments of permission and permissions of others is such a great little messy zone to explore.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
And right, you said it was only 40 pages, right? Or about 40 pages. Nothing like that long. Oh yeah, growing up in a small town. Well, half and half. It can be a good thing. Like, it's kind of fun. I still have my friends from, like, when I was a literal, like, tiny child boy. Oh yeah. Oh, not a fun small town. HM's hometown sounds like it was like once in Texas. I would be very intrigued growing up in a small town in Texas. Like, I'm from New England, small town, like the southern New Hampshire. Very rural as far as like you have to drive. We had to drive like 25 minutes to go to a McDonald's. Yeah, that's right, Master the Pumpkin Festival, College Riot. God, H-dub. Hopefully you had decent California weather. I'm not sure exactly where Forest Hill, California is as far as geographic location in California, but 5,000 people, 99% white and poor.
What? Just knock me off the map, sure.
That happens a lot in this map. Okay, near Sacramento, up in there. I do like that area. As far as weather-wise, it's a very pretty area. Oh yeah, Master Mass, you haven't been there, but probably by there. If you ever get a chance, I mean, Monadnock region is a very pretty region. I think it's like the second most climbed mountain in America. Don't quote me on that, they could probably lie about that.
There
But
we
it's a really
go.
easy climb.
Finally.
Crash.
I spoke in very terse sentences to the game, and it finally listened.
You know? We threatened the game. Oh man, Master Mass, that's one thing I do miss about New Hampshire. There's only one store down here that sells Macintosh apples. It's the only place I can get them, and I cannot wait for apple season.
Sorry, I'm learning about the Holy Seal of Earth.
Yeah, all good. Also, I just realized how huge that thing is compared to you, though. Like this.
Wow, I wish I understood the stakes of that. This is cool, though.
Yeah. Whoa.
A big sigh.
Oh no. Gross. Con Maker.
Oh, now I get the upgrades. Non-traditionalist, what is that? Oh, just kill the con maker, okay.
That's it.
Final sin.
Finally, you say.
Is this a full level or just a boss? Because if it's a full level, we might want to do it next session.
That's what I'm trying. I genuinely don't remember. I was gonna say jump on the map and see what's the map showing.
Objective: destroy the icon of sin.
Oh yeah, it's gonna be. Yeah, it looks like it'll be a bit of a map.
All right. Well, you know what? Let's call it here for tonight then. It is 10:22. This has been Techno Poverty.
September
We live
11th
in
on Techno.
September 11th, 2025. I almost want to say it's still 2024. I'm so out of it.
Yeah. Your brain's mush. Yeah.
No, I just really had to just lock in on that. I was like, oh yeah, okay, let's flush the play for my brain, socializing for my brain. That's something I do wonder, because I've said this before in a few chats where I'm like, this game feels very lonely. And yeah, I mean, even when playing single player games back in the day, I would share them with people, or like I'd have friends playing the single player games too, and we talk about like what we're doing, what's different in them. This just feels so antisocial in that sense, where if you're just on autopilot and you're just in the moment, just like pushing the flashing button, like you'll win, but you have to, it is pure reflex, short-term memory stuff. It's not
It's almost
compound storage.
It's like quick time event the game.
Right.
You're just like,
No, yeah, that's because it's so guided in the specificity of what you need to do. Like, did you see, like, the technique we find locked is like, okay, yeah, I wasn't using the rockets to the full extent, but like, once I got in there, it was a pretty rote, just like do the thing over and over and over and over again. And like, this is why I bring up Sekiro, because in a game like Sekiro, which is more in the character action and first-person shooter category, if you do a task like that many times, like the game has shortcuts to like reward good play. Like,
like you feel like you're doing it not only for
well, by
like,
reward, I mean it literally cuts the task in half. The game can literally be cut in half in that way, and that fits into like the katana metaphor the game is running with in some really cool ways.
Oh hell yeah! Nice.
But like.
And this is not doing anywhere near.
Say you you use the rocket method to beat up the con maker, and you do it the first 3 times, and then on the 4th and 5th time you take a little bit of an extra risk and you do it a bit flashier, but since you do that, it just instantly cuts through them. Because like in Sekiro, you can blocking is offensive. If you hit the block button at the right time, it's a parry, and it chips away at their endurance meter. And when their endurance meter goes all the way down, you don't have to worry about chipping away their health. You can just kill them.
Gotcha. Yeah.
So there's
just
ways.
That reward.
Yeah, but the way that's structured is it prevents scenarios like this where you're doing a rote thing 20 times, because it's like, okay, if the player can do it 5 times, they're good enough to where like we can move on from here. Like they get the point. So like the 4th and 5th time, it might be a bit harder than the 3rd time, but if you go for it, you can win. And also, as I've said before, Doom Eternal is very punishment-minded. In Sekiro, if you don't do that 4th and 5th time, you can still just vanilla fight the dude and chip away at his health bar. It's not like you're put in a state of worse off for just blocking, like for just playing the baseline right. Whereas here, remember I keep pointing out, it's like, oh yeah, I'm not killing them the right way, so they're not popping off and giving me health. So it's a QTE in the way it demands specificity.
Yeah, like it has to be this in this way, and if it's not this way, it's like, oh, sorry.
I would rather take the David Cage game, you know?
Dude, honestly, some Indigo Prophecy would feel real good in this moment.
But this has been Techno Poverty. We're going to watch Cemetery Man this weekend. So if you're on the Discord, Sunday, 7 p.m. Central, we're going to throw that on.
It's a good one.
It is a good one. I think it still applies to Doom. I honestly thought we might be in like horror game territory by now, but it's for the season, and it wraps into what we've been talking about with Milton, with the afterlife, with heaven and hell. With being trapped in a place. Now that I think about it, No Exit is very in dialogue with what's going on in Cemetery Man, in the way that, you know, outside society just sees him as the cemetery man, but he's not just a meek little cemetery gardener. He has to fight the undead by night. It's a fun movie, folks. We'll be watching it this weekend. Until then, y'all take care. Stay safe out there. Hopefully you see people you want to see this weekend and have some social respite from the hell world of labor and capital.
Yeah.
You know what? I think the Pixel Goblins are going right now, so I'm just gonna throw up a raid in the chat. We're gonna go to our little outro screen, and you all enjoy that. See you Monday.
Night, y'all. Forehead kisses.